Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to yet another TapDaddyBeats stream. I hope you guys are having a good Thursday. And today, we are just going to be mixing down some tracks. I think we're just going to be doing two today. I'm fighting off a little bit of tendinitis in my shoulders, which is not fun. But I think I've got two really good tracks picked out. Like, this is going to be a really fun mix session. But yo, I have a big announcement. Big announcement, guys. I am dropping an EP tonight at midnight. This one's called Night Owl. Little 5-track banger. This is actually what we're listening to right now is the second track. It's called Special Offer. If you like this track, you're going to love this EP. It's so good. Oh, man. But yes, I am TapDaddy on all platforms. If you want to pre-save it so that you have it as soon as it comes out, here is a link to the pre-save page. You can drop a pre-save there. Night Owl, let's go, man. I've been waiting forever to drop this EP. What would you even call this vibe? I don't even really know. What's up, Aiden? How you doing, man? Welcome on in, dude. How's your day going? All right. So I'll let you guys go check out Night Owl when it drops. But for now, we should get on to some mixing. I got some good stuff picked out. So let's go listen to the first beat that we're gonna mix today. All right, let's pause that and jump over to Ableton Live. And yeah, if I remember right, this was like a pretty slick boom bap beat, kind of Tribe Called Quest-ish. Let's give it a first listen. I see Aiden says, I'm paying a rapper $150 for a verse. What? Is he a pretty decently large rapper? I guess that's pretty common, you know, paying for a verse, you know, features. That's awesome, man. You'll have to let me know how that goes. You'll have to shop it by in the feedback stream. All right, let's hear this. This is a good beat. I already can think of like 2 or 3 things I want to do right off the bat. So I usually like to start from the beginning, kind of work my way into the track when it comes to mixing. But also kind of good places to start is just like the foundation of the track, right? Thinking like in terms of like the bass, the drums, and maybe these Rhodes, which is good. That's in the intro. So we're kind of starting from the beginning, working our way in. I might try swapping that violin for something else that I've been using a lot lately. We'll see. And I'm gonna try to keep very good posture today. I've been fighting off tendinitis, so it's, you know, posture is important when you're working in your studio. Let's see how much in the red we are. We're gonna have to definitely turn this down. Holy shit. 4.95 in the red. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna turn this down quite a bit. because we also want to give ourselves headroom on top of that. So this is honestly going to be coming down by like 10 decibels, okay? And, you know, with that, we like to start quiet, kind of work our way up in terms of volume. If you need to turn your headphones up, just listening to the stream, I highly encourage it because we're going to bring this down quite a bit. Let's turn everything down by like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're below 0. Now we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5 should be good. 5 decibels of headroom is not bad. Let's clean up some of these tracks that we're not using. This project file was kind of a mess. Nothing is named, by the way. I always name things as I'm stemming stuff out, which is, you know, maybe not the most tidy, but fuck it. You know, I'm just working for myself. When I'm working with clients, I feel like I'm trying to be a lot more professional, so I will name everything, color code it, all that shit. All right. So starting from the beginning. We got on these guys. Not much. Nothing, actually. We just added a little bit of fade into these. Remove it in clicks. Okay. Boy, listening to it quiet, you can kind of tell where all the energy is in this track. This bass is actually a lot louder than I first thought. But that's good. We're going to keep it pretty loud. Okay. I want to start with these drums. Oh, I already have some tape on here. Oh, that's good. Okay, now after tape, I'm thinking like the tiniest smidge of compression, kind of some slow compression. Sort of like, yeah, we're going to use the LA2A. This tape is already doing a little bit of compression, but it's not quite the type that I want. We want a couple different types of compression here. This one's going to be kind of our slower. This one's kind of more for flavor. This is, it's kind of compressing, kind of saturating a little bit. It's kind of like, it's doing wonderful things to that kick is really what this tape processor is doing. And making everything else bite a little bit more. This, though, is going to make things kind of stick, gel. And it's going to hopefully just kind of like, we're going to gently squeeze the gap between the ceiling and the floor, right? And that's going to help these drums feel a little bit more vibrant and full sounding. Okay, let's A/B test it. Much better. Okay. Not bad. I want to try to avoid just boosting that kick up. I do that a lot, but I feel like sometimes it just kind of comes out sounding muddy if I just, brute force the low end up too much. Something else that I think is worth experimenting here. This might be too much grit, but I feel like it might benefit from a little bit more saturation. Decapitator. And this guy, I'm thinking, after compression maybe. It's not quite, really, I kind of want to crunch that kick a little bit. Let's apply this just to the kick. We'll be able to focus exactly what we want out of this saturation. Okay, So it's kind of got this crunch to it. Okay, now I turned the dry wet down a little bit. We got it basically to crunch how we wanted it, and then I reduced the dry wet so it's not like so in your face. Okay. And we could probably bring these back a little bit. Now, I feel like all this compression kind of shifted how this was leveled. So let's re-level it. Okay, we're probably going to keep moving this around as we work. It might even need to come back up a little bit, yeah. Yeah, because as we move on, we're going to make everything else sound a little bit more full. We're going to be constantly kind of gain staging. The way I mix is I like to kind of like, you know, focus on a detail, back it out, look at the track as a whole, re-level things, and then kind of be figuring out where I'm moving next. I'm going to work on these roads a little bit. Really, I just want to go, this track is going to be decently compressed. And I kind of want to do a little bit more compression in the mix than in the master, so that we can kind of allow for some of these details to breathe. Basically, everything can kind of be compressed to the degree that we want it to, rather than, you know, being so reliant on the master to really smash it all together. Yeah, LA2A is really great for anything like Rhodes. It just does great things to like mid-range instruments, you know? Anything that's kind of like your chords of your track, it can really make it sound a lot more full. Something else I want to kind of do here is I want to play around with, I just got, you guys that are in the know with Universal Audio know that they just gave away 2 saturators. It's their 610 line, I think. Yeah, 610A and 610B. It's a preamp and EQ. Personally, I think I've been really vibing with the 610B. A little bit too much grip. Let's try this against the 610A and make a decision, see what's going to be our favorite here. So here's the 610A. So much of this also relies on this EQ. Ooh, the high frequency. This kind of gives some air over the top, which is kind of making, like, adding a lot to this. I'm not sure I'm such a fan of, like, the way that a lot of these, like, click pop. You can kind of hear some of those pops in your right ear. We might go without these just because we want to kind of avoid those pops, I think. Yeah, I think we're going to go without these 610s. We want these roads pretty clean. Honestly, the LA2A is giving us a lot of nice mid-range. I think instead, what we might opt for is a little bit of tape processing on this. Ooh, here we go. Alright, I'm going to bring these roads back now. We kind of pulled them forward to work with. Now it's time to kind of like back out, set it back in the track. Now I think we're going to just preemptively pull out an EQ. Okay, and I see that there's some low-end information that we could probably get rid of, because we're going to want to clear as much space for the bass. As clean as we can have that low end, this sub bass is going to sound even more massive. Let's just take a peek at our sub bass. Yeah, you can really see this is a sub bass. There's really no mid-range going on here. It's all good though. I'll tell you what. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and cut out as much of this lows that we can. Let's go see where the lowest resonant is. It looks like it's right here below 200. Yeah, that note. Okay. Cool. So if we cut like around 100, we should be safe. Let's just make sure that what we're doing isn't like taking away anything that we want though, right? So I'm just gonna solo this and just try to hear the difference. It's pretty negligible, you know, which is great. I feel like every time that you can kind of cut something out like that and you really don't hear much of a difference, where the difference is going to be heard is in the bass line, where that's going to be like a lot cleaner down here. So what's up, Mars? How you doing, man? Welcome on in, dude. How's your day going? Welcome. Man, you got here pretty early on in this mix, but I think this one's going to be pretty slick. We're just about to start touching this bass. Should we do this cut before the compression? I'm not really hearing much difference here. Okay, now this bass, we want to kind of normalize the volume of these notes a little bit. We're going to use an LA2A plugin just to kind of like normalize how the different resonants are coming through. But yeah, woke up late. Hey, fair enough. Better late than never, man. That's what I always say. Boy, you can really tell the difference in these notes just by where this needle is coming through. We might back this off a little bit. There we go. This feels a lot more locked in. Okay, but we're not done there. We're going to also pull out a little bit of tape processing on this bass. I've been running so much stuff through tape lately. It's been really great. This plugin has really been doing wonders for me. I feel like this has just made stuff so much more like rich sounding. I don't know. I like it in comparison to like RC20. It's by comparison, I feel like RC20 is a little bit more effects focused, and this is a little bit more like mix focused, like tape quality in terms of compression and saturation. You know, it's good stuff. Makes things sound very vibrant and cool. I love what it does to low ends. You know, what's up, Signature? How's your day going, man? Welcome on in, dude. Hell yeah, we got all the homies here. Hell yeah. That's how you know it's gonna be a good mix. All right. All right, let's A/B test that too. See, it just feels a little bit more rich and defined through this tape. God, I love that. We're going to have an additional layer of tape on the master that is going to hopefully do some really interesting kind of fluttery stuff. I like doing that, kind of 2 layers, one in the mix and one on the master. And it just, ooh, it glues together cool. All right, let's start moving on from here. Let's take a look at this guitar. You know what I might try on this guitar? I want to try something just right out the gate. We're probably going to go back and do a little bit of extra compression on it. But first of all, there was something that I used on like a synth recently that just helped it come through so bright and cleanly through the mix. Let me go to my Plugin Alliance plugins here. It's this Ampeg SVT VR Classic. This guy can be kind of interesting. It doesn't always work the greatest on every instrument, but sometimes it can just give a really nice bright sheen with this bright option. It's an amp emulator. Ooh, here we go. I turned on that ultra high. That cuts through the mix now. We're gonna actually bring this down now to something a little bit more appropriate. I want to see where this is hitting in the EQ. Yeah, you can tell it's really adding a lot up here. Now, you'll notice this is hitting about where a vocal is gonna hit. We might not want this like so center, you know? I think because the Rhodes kind of lean a little bit to the right, we're going to put this in the left. Not super far in the left. The more left we put it though, we're going to turn it down. In fact, let's really try putting it on the ground and scooting it quite far. Here we go. Woo! This is good. I think a vocal can really fit in the center lane and it's gonna be unimpeded. It feels natural off on that left side. Cool. Ooh. Damn, I love this beat. Okay. Okay, so because we're coming off of this in the left ear, I think this guy needs to come in the right. So we're gonna swap the left and the right. It's naturally sitting in the left ear right now. And instead of like scooting it all the way over to the right, we're just going to swap the left and the right and then position it in the right field wherever we need it to be. It's going to sit a lot more naturally doing it that way. So let's try this. Swap. Okay, and the Rhodes do kind of lean a little bit to the right, so we got to be a little bit mindful of that. We might kind of mitigate by putting this even farther in the left. And this guy naturally sits right, so we're going to swap this guy too. Yeah. This guy, get your butt over here. This guy, I'm also kind of curious. Like, I've been experimenting more with this Ampeg SVT VR. I've just been experimenting with this a lot more lately, trying to figure out what does this work on, what is it not. This has been a great amp emulator. Might be a little bit too much, too bright there. What if we turned this down? And we kind of squeezed it a little bit. We could go like 1176. This might be a little bit too sharp for this. We might have to go LA 2A on this, but let's just try this out. Nice. I don't know, man. This Ampeg has been really great about, like, if you need a detail to kind of like poke out, that's gonna be pretty cool. Vocals, says Mars. Are you saying Ampeg on vocals? I haven't gotten a chance to try it yet. Oh man, that could be really slick actually. Because I feel like there's kind of two ways that I might use it on vocals. I think one way, kind of like how I'm doing here, where I'm not trying to change the quality of it too much. I'm just trying to give it a brighter sheen. That could be cool. I think that I could, though, use this a little bit more extremely on vocals to produce a little bit more of like a distorted sound on vocals, which would be really cool. I don't know. I like where your mind's at. I don't know. This could use a little bit of reverb now. We're going to actually pull out Super Plate. Super Plate, yeah. And, what do I want? We could try Monotube, might be interesting. I don't know. Maybe play with some spaces, like, or places and spaces. Locker room. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Oh, wait. I just kind of like this quality. It's interesting. We kind of washed it out a little bit. Very nice. But yeah, Mars is saying, yes, you'll need to do an aux channel with a filter EQ before the amp. Oh, okay. So like a return track, are you saying? Yeah, and like EQ it down, the stuff that we're feeding through the amp. Okay, I kind of see what you're saying. Damn, that might be interesting. You've given me ideas, man. I'll have to try that next vocal mix that I'm doing. Which, if anybody needs their music mixed, hit me up. I got my email in the description. Okay, we're definitely gonna have some fun with this flute. Oh, you know, One thing I forgot to experiment with on this bass, here's something else I've been playing with when it comes to sub basses. I've been kind of going back through my Plugin Alliance plugins. Black Box Analog Design, HG2, this guy. This is kind of interesting because it's got knobs for both the triodes and the triode and the pentode. Some nice saturation here. It's got this air functionality. You can swap the tubes. So this is just like a really interesting sort of saturator that is, I think, kind of geared towards, saturation that you would apply on a bass. Let's try it low. Or at least that's been the effect that I've been really using it on. Let's try this before the compression, see how that feels. Yeah, to control which frequencies in the vocal you want affected. Hell yeah. I could see how that could be really advantageous. That sounds slick, man. You know, something I need to play around more with is return tracks that go to return tracks. Because I feel like there are instances where you would want to, like, do something very specific, like how you're doing saturation or how you're doing something before you end up combining all of your sounds and sending it to your vocal reverb bus. You know what I mean? I don't know. That's something that I need to play around more with. I was just thinking earlier, a lot of the times I've been doing like kind of parallel compression-ish. By doing compression in a return track and just sending part of my drums to a return track. But I'm kind of thinking like, no, what if I had what if I had a track that was like send only, and I sent it to a return track that was full compression, and then I sent that return track and the dry vocal kind of like to their own return track. I don't know if that would be more true parallel, because I don't know. I feel like I always have issues when I'm just like trying to kind of set up a parallel setup with just one return track. I don't know if I'm making sense here, but I've been thinking about stacking return tracks lately. I don't know. I've just been thinking of so many instances where that would probably assist me. I don't know. For these beats, though, I don't usually get too much into the buses unless if I'm doing something like I was saying with the drums. For these BeatStars mixes, it's been very surface level, you know? Very surface level, but I've been getting great results without having to go like way too deep, you know? All right. I think we've got pretty much up to here pretty good. Now I think we're going to be moving on to this flute. And really the first thing I want to do, because this flute is so good to begin with. This is kind of one of those instruments where it's like, you don't want to be just like senselessly messing with it. It sounds really great as is. Let's just get it propped up right in the mix. And I think part of that is just bringing it up in volume. But I think another part of that is just applying the right amount of compression to it. I want to try 1176. I do want something a little bit intense and sharp. see what I mean, though? It's like, it's such a good instrument. It's got a really good, glossy reverb on it. This is Spitfire audio. This is just BBC Symphony Orchestra. So it's got incredible fidelity on it to begin with. Yeah, I feel you, Mars. This clarinet is going to be a little bit more like LA2A, a little bit more mid-range, slower compression. And we're going to have it kind of float a little bit. And so on an unrelated topic, I just beat Wario World for the Nintendo GameCube. Dude, that game gets stupid hard in stupid places. I've been on a real GameCube kick lately. I don't know. Revisiting a bunch of games. It's fun. I beat Super Mario Sunshine just like a week ago. I just dove right into Wario World, and I don't know, that didn't take me long, but I think I'm gonna play Rebel Strike next. God, I fucking love the GameCube, man. I don't know why. I feel like as a kid I was like, man, I wish I had an Xbox, but as an adult I'm like, oh, GameCube is sick. All right, let's bring us back, and let's just kind of like take us out and try to listen to this without expectation. If there are any issues, let's have it stick out to us, right? This guy comes up a bit. Really, it's just a bunch of leveling stuff. We're gonna go back and kind of fuck with that pad a little bit. Yeah, I'm at the end of Silksong. Oh my god. Dude, that's a that's a fucking hard game, dude. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't get very far in Silksong. I think I really want to sit down and challenge myself. I decided to even, I got it on an Xbox, and immediately decided, no, I need this on Switch, so I can sit in bed and play it and grind at it. Yeah. That's kind of one of those games that, I really want to be good at it. I really want to get far in it. It's going to require a lot of hours that I don't have. So I've been, flying through these small GameCube games. But, yeah, he says replayed Last Case of Benedict Fox. and played The Midnight Walk. I can't say I'm familiar with those. Yeah, he says, I think I want to go back to Neo. Oh, dude, Neo is fucking sick. Neo is so good. That's an underrated game. That's like, I don't know. It's basically just Samurai Dark Souls. I like it. It's also just very beautiful. I really wanted to play that. The only thing is that I think it was only for PlayStation. I remember going over to my buddy's house and playing some Neo and just being blown away by it. Yeah. You know, honestly, just thinking about Neo and talking about Neo makes me feel like I need to go finish my playthrough of Elden Ring. Makes me want to play, like, really any From Software game. Yeah, he says, Neo and Silksong are the hardest games I've ever played. You know what? That's fair, man. That's very fair. Yeah. Yeah, those games are really, truly fucking punishing. You know, one oddball kind of game that I really got hooked on because it's so goddamn punishing and hard, and it's just like, it's a pretty old game, and it's a really simple indie game, but there's this game called Super Meat Boy, where literally you're just like this blob of meaty flesh, and it's a platformer that goes super fast paced, and, you know, you're just like trying to dodge like razor blades and shit trying to get to the end. And like, it is just one of the hardest fucking games in the entire world. I don't know. It's one of those games that I actually got pretty far in and got pretty addicted to because the controls for it are just buttery smooth. I don't know. If you're looking for just like a simple, cheap game that's going to challenge you and suck you in, Super Meat Boy is just like so good. Buttery smooth controls, incredibly challenging. I love it. It's not anything on the scale though of like Silksong. That's just utterly beautiful and has a beautiful story and all these characters. But, you know, about halfway through Bloodborne on PlayStation 4. Ooh, there you go. Hell yeah, man. Yeah. You know, it's been about enough years since I've done my last playthrough of DS1, of Dark Souls 1. I have to go beat Dark Souls 1 again. I don't know. That's kind of one of my comfort games that every couple of years I have to go play it. Mars is like, I remember that game. I never played it. It's fun, dude. Like, the controls are just very buttery smooth. Anyways, I'll probably lock in on this. We're pretty much done with this track. We were going to go back and kind of fix this. This might need a little something. It just feels like it's a little bit lacking. And it's supposed to be a simple element. Like, we're not trying to dress it up in any crazy way. I'm just thinking, like, maybe a little bit of compression here might help it sit right in the mix. Okay, now I can turn this down a bit. See, that's really helped that bottom note come through. I like that. Okay, I think that's sitting fine now. But yeah, sometimes I step away from a game and take a break. That's fair, man. I feel like I've learned about myself that if I take a break from a game, I just have such bad ADD that I never really come back to it. So I kind of like, if I want to finish a game, I have to like really lock in. and just like basically kind of same way that I got good at finishing beats. Just like, you're not allowed to start another one until this one's finished. Just do it, you know? And it's good, because I feel like as a kid I had such bad ADD. I never finished any of these GameCube games. Like, I loved Super Mario Sunshine and never beat it. So I just decided to play it again just like this month, and I beat it in like maybe a week and a half. I love that game, man. Yeah, Tim Williams, what's up, dude? He's like, I still gotta finish Expedition 33. Oh, nice. Hell yeah. See, I feel like it's, you see, that's the thing, is true with like pretty much anything. If you set it down, the chances that you're gonna come back to it like go in half, right? And every time that you set it down, the chances that you actually complete it gets halved. It's that way with video games. It's that way with music. It's that way with books, you know? It's that way with TV shows even. It's like every time you walk away from it, the chances that you're actually going to finish it just gets halved every single time you walk away from it. So, I don't know. That's just something that I've had to wrap my mind around, especially as somebody with really bad ADD. I just I'll finish nothing if I let myself, you know. Let's give ourselves a nice curvy fade out. There we go. Yeah, Mars is like, yeah, I always have to refamiliarize myself with the controls. Absolutely, you see? This is why I have played the first 10 hours of Wind Waker, Legend of Zelda Wind Waker. I've played the first 10 hours of that game like more times than I can count. I've never beat it. What am I doing? That'll probably be after I finish Rebel Strike. I'm probably going to go play Wind Waker. Just blasting through all these GameCube games, man. God, I love the GameCube. Okay, let's back this up to the beginning. I think like that synth pad was the last thing that really was like kind of sticking out odd to me. I think we're pretty much there. But we got to hear it through. And, you know, just a little piece of mixing advice. When you are going back and you're listening, don't be looking for problems. Don't be like, how's that kick? Is there something wrong with that kick? You know? Because you're always going to find problems if you look at everything that way. And then you're going to be stuck doing these tasks that really don't relate to the project as a whole, but you're more like way too dialed in on one thing. I think the smartest way to like listen to a mix is to listen to it like a normal fucking person, like not analyzing it, right? And then if something is wrong with the mix, it should stick out to you. It kind of sticks out as a problem. And that right there, that sticking outness of something is what should indicate and guide you through like what needs fixing and what's okay, you know? It's just food for thought. But yeah, same thing happens with music, but I come back with a fresh perspective. And you know what? Sometimes that's what it takes, man. Sometimes it really is like, I think maybe on a larger scale, maybe it's not so much about like, oh, I got to come back and finish this song. But sometimes it really is like, you got to take a break, go live life, and then come back to music with a little bit more of a fresh perspective, new inspiration. Maybe you've been listening to more music, different music, you know, different goals coming back to music, you know. All right, let's hear this. This is so good. I think this is gonna sound so good in the master because we got the mix so clean and like vibrant sounding. I feel like this mix is done on this. Yeah, Tim, I agree with you 100%. Man, that really didn't take much. Yeah. I did notice the kick is in stereo though. Yeah, I really didn't decide to like mono this. Like, to me, I don't think that's much of an issue on this track. There are certain tracks that I purposefully will throw all the drums in mono. But you know what's kind of cool about the kick being a little bit stereo is this bass is so mono that it kind of helps it like gel with the bass a little bit. Because really what's adding that stereo is we've got a little bit of saturation applying only to this kick coming from Decapitator. And I think Decapitator is giving it a little bit of stereo-ness to it. But I think it's kind of a vibe, you know. I know it's kind of against the grain of like, I don't know, maybe what you might be taught in mix school, but, you know, rules are meant to be broken, I say. Let's see, minus 3.16. You know, that's, I kind of wish we had a little bit more headroom, but we'll make do. If we run out of headroom, we could just give ourselves more. It's all good. Let's pull out the Shadow Hills Master compressor. This is where the track really comes together. This should sound pretty magical. We're gonna enable sidechain here. Let's just fast forward into the drop. Start adjusting our thresholds. Yeah, there'd be no mix innovation if we followed the rules. Absolutely, man. We are gonna go a little heavy on the compression on this master. Okay, now we can increase the gains. Oh, that discrete compressor is doing wonders for us on this track. Yep. It's in the sound that matters. True. Good way of putting that, Signature. That's the thing, is I feel like at the end of the day, advice should just guide you. It shouldn't inform you necessarily, right? Like your ears should inform you on what needs to happen, right? Advice is there to more like give you suggestions and ideas of how to get there, but I think pretty much in anything that you're trying to achieve in mix, there's usually more than one way to kind of pull it off. And some of the ways that you might pull things off might be a little contradictory to what, you know, people might typically be preaching. That doesn't mean that like what people might be preaching is like bad advice. It just means, you know, there might be a different way of getting there, but damn, I'm loving the compression on this. This is good, kind of one of those hip-hop tracks that's going to be very compressed, you know. I was thinking at first we were going to kind of like ease off on the compression on the master, but hearing this, it's like, this is good. In fact, we're going to go a little bit further with the compression. We're going to do a little bit of tape processing, which is going to slightly compress more. But it's also going to saturate. It's going to do some really cool things to the low end, I think. And I've been really a fan of like slapping this on here and not adjusting really anything. I like the settings of this on a master. Just input and output at 0. And just whatever's coming through here letting it take hold, letting it do its thing, right? So let's hear how this is going to sound with the bass, which is particularly what I'm listening to. Ooh. This kind of gives that low end a little bit of flutter to it, and I kind of like that. Now, you might notice this does kind of dampen the track a little bit. We're going to compensate with an EQ a little bit, but I really like how this is handling the low end. All right, we're gonna pull out Little Radiator for just like a little bit of vibrance. Just gonna saturate a little bit. Ooh, we might even include this noise. I just gotta try this because I think it'd be funny. Create a real fart bass. No, we're not gonna do that, but it's kind of fun to play around with. Yeah, Little Radiator did wonders from the drums. Yo, I'm with you, Tim. Like, yeah. And it's also more the atmospheric elements are just like a little bit brighter and more intense sounding, but it actually brings down our max peak volume. It sounds louder and it brings down the max peak, which is just awesome. Yeah, Signature saying love Oxide. Dude, it has been one of my favorite plugins lately. Honestly. This tape processor here, dude, this shit has been like so gold for hip-hop music. I don't know. I'm sure that there's a lot of other applications for it. Like if I was making soul music, I would be using this constantly. In fact, I've got a neo soul EP that I'm working on that's going to be coming up that I think this will be vital. Okay, but we got to be kind of sparing with this radiator. Yeah, we're going to be kind of sparing here. We don't want to go too hard on it. Because we got to be careful about how it's interacting with the bass, really. Oh, this is feeling nice and balanced. Let's try to inch it forward a bit. Oh, that might be a bit much. Okay, I think that right there at that notch is about what that low bass note can handle without sounding too out of control. You know? Might even back off the oxide a little bit, go a little less on the input, a little bit higher on the output. I think that's giving us a bit more clarity. Whew. Damn, this is fire. Okay, so now we're going to move on to limiting an EQ. So I am going to pull out, what's it called? Ozone. And we're going to let it do its thing, but we're probably going to change it. We'll see what it thinks of this track. We'll see what it thinks, but we'll probably change it. Let's just run it and see. So yeah, little volume warning. This might get a little loud. Just warning you guys. So yeah, let's run it. Let's find out. Woo. Oh, it's a little bit much. Yeah, okay. And this is honestly pretty telling. That bass is getting a little out of control. Because, like, this is kind of crazy, right? I actually do really like how much it lifted up here. That's pretty slick. Really bringing forward a lot of vibrance. This, I think, is unfortunately kind of necessary. We are pushing it way too hard. Let's first start by bringing this threshold back a little bit, and then we'll see if we can let up on that low end as much as we can. That is feeling pretty controlled. Let's bring this back. Let's get a reading on our LUFS, and we'll see what we can do here. Yeah, we're going to have to do a little bit of tweaking here, but we're not too far off from our goal. I think our goal is going to be about minus 10.5 LUFS. Yeah, it's the noise on Little Radiator. Yeah, so this, I usually turn that noise off. But in this mix, I think it's giving us some nice vibrance, you know? It's good stuff, man. I don't know. I usually am so against it, but like, this is the kind of track where it's really helping fill out that mix, you know? Man, I swear, Little Radiator on the master is like such a, I don't know, man. At first I wasn't sure what to do with this little guy, you know? But boy, have I really found a purpose for it. All right, I think we're going to try to shift some things around. We might actually clamp down on that bass. That bass is getting a little out of control. I think it's going to help us hit our LUFS value a little bit more, sound a little bit more balanced if we... Here, I'm going to move this to the left a little bit and squeeze down a little bit. Let's see if we can preserve our kick a little bit. Oh, here we go. Oh man, I think we're a lot closer. Let's run it from the beginning so we can get an accurate reading of our LUFS. We're hoping for about 10.5. Yeah, love Radiator. Hell yeah, man. Me too. Man, I can't wait to hear bars on this. I want to hear some bars. Yeah, Mars says, oh, I recently updated the Fab Filter Pro C. Oh, nice, man. Hell yeah, I'm kind of jealous. Like, I see so many people using Fab Filter. I might have to actually, like, grab it at some point. Step up my EQing game, you know? I mean, I've felt for the longest time so taken care of by Ableton's EQ8, but like, I don't know, for some things, I think that Fab Filter might kind of crush it. Man, we're at minus 11.7. Dude, we still got quite a ways to go. All right, here's what we're going to try to do. Let's try to run it back here. We're going to try to bring this threshold down a little bit extra. And then we might throw an extra limiter after this and try to just shove it into the ceiling by like maybe half a decibel or 1 decibel more. And if we can do so cleanly, I think that could get us across the finish line. Okay, that's pretty clean. It's getting dangerous though. There we go. That sounds a little bit better. All right, and then I'm thinking let's try like half a decibel. And that shouldn't, like, usually I can get away with about half a decibel to a decibel before it really starts doing funny things. We're going to set it on true peak, and we're going to say boink, half a decibel. Let's run it from the beginning. Let's just see. We'll adjust as we go if we need. Yeah, years ago, a friend of mine gave me a rip of Fab Filter, total bundle. Nice! But I felt guilty, yeah. So I bought them. Hey, good on you, man. Good on you. Gotta support the developers that make these tools, you know? Okay, this does sound good. It looks like we're getting up far enough in volume that it's going to be okay. We're going to lose some roughs in the bridge section, but it should come back. Yeah, I don't use anything I don't personally purchase. That's smart, man. That's smart. Yeah, I'm the same way, man. I don't crack anything. And especially because, I've got a computer science degree, and taking a system security course taught me that nothing is free. And if you don't understand why something is free, then if you don't understand the cost of something, you should assume that it is costing you something, and it should get raised red flags if you don't know what it's costing you. So that goes for like all cracked software. Nothing is free. It might be coming at the cost of your bank information, you know? Even if you crack something and it feels like your computer's safe, like your information might be sitting on a black market somewhere, you know? You don't know the day that it's gonna come back to you. It's dangerous, you know? I think the only true way to be safe from cracked software is to only use it in a black box. You know? Only use your cracked software in like an emulated box. But that's where it's just like, yeah, just buy the software, you know? If you're smart, you can make that money back. Absolutely you can. Don't listen to people that say there's no money in music. They don't know what they're talking about. Minus 11.2. We're almost there. I think we're going to bump this up by another half decibel. Let's run this back. Let's see how we're doing this. Yeah, well, it is a security concern. Yeah, these drums still sound good. Okay. But yeah, he says because people pirating stuff are hiding code to infiltrate you. Damn straight they are, man. Like I said, nothing is free. And if you don't know what it's costing you too much. We might settle for minus 11. That would be totally fine. Yeah, Mars says, yeah, my birthday just passed on the 16th. Oh shit, happy birthday, dude. Yeah, he says, so upgrading Pro C was my personal gift to myself. Good for you, man. That's awesome. Sometimes you gotta treat yourself, man. I used to gawk at the prices of everything, and then I realized, like, how many tools I've used for, like, over a decade. And it's like, I don't know, this is what I do with my life, you know? Like, when I count the number of hours that I spend using all of these tools, it's not so crazy to be like, I don't know, accruing a bunch of software. Now, I feel like the hardware guys, I don't understand how they're affording anything, you know? Who has $5,000 to drop on a physical LA2A? I certainly don't. I guess you can make a lot more money that way, but I don't know, man. One day, I can only dream. All right, -11. Dude, that's sounding slick. We should probably save this. What am I doing? Oops. Cancel. We need to save as. Save life set as mix v1. What am I doing? Very off my game today. There we go. All right, so I'm going to grab a little bit of coffee, and then we got one more that we're trying to mix down today. While I'm grabbing some coffee, I want to show you guys something from an EP that I'm dropping tonight. Yes, the Night Owl EP. It drops tonight. I think you guys are going to think this is pretty slick. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys will. It's kind of an experimental one. Like the title track Night Owl is actually like kind of like a plug and B kind of beat. It's kind of some different stuff. That the whole EP isn't like plug and B. It's kind of a variety of interesting things. But I think you guys will dig it. I don't know. This one's very experimental, kind of an EP that I made for my own enjoyment. And I'm kind of like, are my fans going to like this? I guess we'll find out tonight. So it drops in 7 hours, 36 minutes, and 53 seconds. I'm going to play for you guys a single that I have out from this. This one's called Clear as Water. If you like this track, I think you're going to like this EP. I'm going to drop the pre-save link for anybody that might want it. So there's the pre-save link. And I'm just going to go heat up some coffee. But while I do that, I hope you guys enjoy Clear as Water. All right, I'll be right back. TapDaddyBeats. All right, I got here just in time. Perfect. Got some hot coffee, and man, I think I saved the best for last here, guys. This next beat is something I've been really looking forward to mixing down. We're just going to be popping over to song 1085. Boop. There we go. And yeah, this should be a fun one. I think you guys will dig this. All right, so gotta replace these media files. What? There we go. All right, 2 new candidates were found. Perfect. Let's give it our first listen through. Now, there is a wrong bass note in here. I'll warn you guys that. I already know I'm gonna have to fix that. Okay, first of all, let's go ahead before we get too far into this. How loud is this? 5.79. Let's not get too acclimated to that volume. We're going to turn everything down by quite a bit. Quite a bit. So let's go minus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we're below 0. We're going to give ourselves some more headroom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it's very quiet now. If you need to turn up your headphones, I highly encourage it. And then we're going to go ahead and fix this wrong bass note. What's going on here? Did we not? This was way louder than it. Oh. So we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is still so much louder. It's okay. We're at the beginning of our mix. We'll fix it all. Probably turn this down. In fact, both of these risers and all that is a little bit loud. Nice. Okay, now let's fix this bass note. It's this note right here. God damn. I think it's got to be this note. Yeah, it still sounds a little bit off. Not a huge fan of this. Let's go way down. What if, oh, we might have to switch that second note. I think that's the walk-up progression I'm looking for. It's just not working because I'm landing on the note I need to start on. Being a dumbass over here. Let's try this. That's way better. All right. Let's get head first into this, starting at the beginning. First things we hear. Now, I feel like we need to do something to these vocals, at least in the beginning. They sound great over here. First of all, let's turn these down. Make them gel with the piano a little bit better. Down this drums and bass a little bit. Can't help but feel like part of this is like this bass is still a little wonky. Oh, what if we change this bottom note? We bring it up a little. Okay. Man, did I have my head in my ass when I made this bass line? And it's also, this guy is overlapping a little bit. That sounds a little bit cleaner. Mars is like, I'm still here just listening while I trim my aquarium plants. Oh, he's an aquarium man. Damn, I'm learning more and more about you, man. That's awesome. What kind of fish you got, man? That's awesome. Yeah, that sounds way better. Let's replace all of this. Okay. See, it's so worth figuring this shit out now. Okay. And I'm thinking by this point, these vocals need to be a bit louder. I like in the beginning them being a little quieter. I was also kind of considering doing something a little weird. What if we vinyl processed in the beginning? Let it open in the midsection? This might not be the right call. We'll just see. Nah, let's let it breathe. Let's let it breathe. What about a chorus effect on the vocals? I don't know. You see, I'm a little worried about chorus effects in this track. I'm already feel like I'm kind of fighting a certain note in the piano, right? This is something that's kind of been on the back of my mind about these vocals in this piano. Well, it sounds better now that I've brought it down. But I'm kind of trying to avoid detuned ambiguity, you know? I'm trying to go for the plethora of cleanliness. See, and this is already I'm fighting a little bit of detunedness with this instrument here. Not quite sure what to do about that. But yeah, pseudogills from Australia, they're also called red neons. Interesting. I have some Imber tetras, 3 types of loaches, and peacock gudgeon. I feel like I need to step up my fish game to even understand the terminology, understand what kind of fish you got. He says the pseudogills have arm-like fins. Oh, cool. They have blue eyes. Oh, very nice. That's cool, man. I feel like aquariums are so dope. I've kind of always wanted one just because they look so cool. I know that there are a lot of upkeep though, which I think has kind of prevented me. It's like a little Amazon in my room. That's sick, man. I feel like, you know, I remember back in like the 90s, like aquariums were a big thing. And I don't know, I just remember every once in a while I'd go over to a friend's house for the first time and see like a gigantic aquarium, in their living room, like behind their couch or something like that, And I think that's what really kind of gave me a fascination with them. Is they look really cool. They look like, I don't know, man. He says they're all a very interesting fish. The peacock gudgeon is absolutely beautiful. Damn. Oh man, I'm curious, man. I want to see pictures, honestly. All right. We're gonna automate this a little bit. Let's lock in the loudness that we want this at and see how much of a difference we want over in this section. The loaches look like tiny eels. Oh yeah. Okay, and in this section, I think we're going to want these a little bit higher. Wait, where is that? Where did I set that thing on? I placed down a utility somewhere. And now I'm curious where I put it. Oh, I put it up here. Delete that guy. Put this right here. Here we go. I had one in the 90s until I bought a... Yeah, he says I had one in the 90s until I bought a couple of fish that were like piranha and ate my whole aquarium. Oh shit, man. That's not good. Yeah, I think this is about the loudness that we want it for intro. But how loud do we want it over here? We'll try turning it up by about 3 decibels over here. Kind of matching it against this trumpet. Pull out our EQ, take a look at this guy. Okay, that actually hits quite a spread. Okay, so this is really trying to peek through around like 500-ish hertz to 1,000. So maybe if we come in here and we try to like give ourselves a little bit of a pocket, nothing too crazy, like -2 decibels. And this should fit together a little bit more nicely. We're going to go ahead and apply a little bit of compression to this piano. We should probably go back and really fix our drums here. I just kind of wanted to get a little bit into some of these core elements. We had a few things that we needed to fix off the bat, and I think we've kind of solved like our bass issues. getting everything kind of nudged into place a little bit more, like with our just leveling of things. That gives us a lot better perspective to move forward in terms of like, well, how do we want our drums? Ooh, yes. Here we go. Okay, we're not going to want that much compression. But I like also the volume lift in the piano. This made me realize I probably had my piano too quiet. Do need to turn this down a bit. Whew. Damn. The song is so sick. But yeah, Mars saying, yeah, my Aquascape actually helps with stress. It helps me fall asleep. I can imagine, man. I bet that's nice having, I don't know, I feel like there's something nice about, it's like you have a little bit of life in your general vicinity, you know? I think that can just help mentally. Okay, and you know, we do have some compression on these trumpets, and then we have this hall reverb, and I was kind of considering a little bit of a slow compressor after that to just barely kind of like gel it all together, the reverb and the source. Pull out our EQ. There's a lot of low-end information here that I don't think we need. All right, you know what we're going to do to kind of help these drums open up a bit is we're going to put a little bit of a room verb on it. I'm trying to think. I had something that I used recently that worked incredibly well. What was it? Oh man, what was it? It was an Ableton reverb. Was it one of their drum booth reverbs? Reverb. Say booth. I think it was drum booth real, was it? We'll see. We'll do it. We'll do a little bit of a room verb, and we're gonna kind of gel it with a tiny splash of LA2A, I think. don't think this is it. This might be it. See, this just kind of gives it a little bit of extra liveliness. Okay. We're going to bring up this secondary snare a little bit. Oh, I already had an EQ on there. Gotta roll off some of the sub from there. But yeah, Mars says, have your parents ever said a cuss word you would never thought they'd say? No, not really. Sometimes they curse like sailors, but that's not really unexpected for them. Yeah, I'm even trying to think of curse words that I wouldn't expect my parents to say. I'm not sure. How about you? Have your parents ever said a cuss word you never thought they'd say? Whatever it is, I'm not sure if you could type it here on YouTube or if that goes against policy. You know, it's kind of funny though. My mom, she refers to all of her friends as the gals, you know? I was out with the gals. And my sister always makes fun of her by being like, yeah, you and your gal pals. And she's like, stop it. You make us sound like lesbians. Got my family, dude. So, you know, I always gotta tease my mom about her and her gal pals. I think we're like 90% of the way there. Mara says, my mom said, this sucks to herself. I was like, whoa, really? Are your parents very like Protestant, like very like no curse words? I guess I rarely hear my parents drop the F-bomb. But I definitely hear my mom say, shit! Or my dad's driving like a jackass. My mom's like, shit! Yeah, Mars says she's kind of old school, so she doesn't say that stuff. Fair enough, man. Yeah, my parents are pretty relaxed in some regards and pretty strict in other regards, I guess I'd say. I would describe them as the type of people that swear adamantly that they are very Christian, but they only go to church on Christmas, and you know, they're that kind of Christian, I guess I would say. I think we're just kind of listening back now. Trying to square away the minor details. Oh, I just realized something. What's going on with these guys? What the fuck did I do here? Oh, you know what? This makes sense. Okay. I wasn't paying attention when I was producing this. That's supposed to go on that line. This guy's supposed to come down here. This guy can get deleted. Okay, that makes so much more sense. I don't know what the hell I was doing there. Mari says, nah, she's just old. She's hitting 80. Wow, man. Yeah, my parents, they're like in their 60s now. They're getting there, you know. But yeah, 80, that's pretty impressive, you know? I hope I live a long life. Oh, I think we're there. I think we're pretty much there. We're about ready to start mastering, I think. This one came together very nicely. But yeah. Cup of coffee fund? What? Dude, Mars, thank you so much. I didn't even realize you could tip on... Oh my gosh. Wow. Thank you so much, Mars. You were the first person in this channel's history to tip me $2. I really appreciate that. Thank you, man. That's very, very nice of you, dude. Oh, man. I feel like I gotta start setting up my channel so that you get like special flashing lights or something when you leave a tip. I appreciate it, dude. Man. Well, now I'm feeling very good about this mix. Very motivated to go into this master with quite a bit of tenacity here. Let's do it. Let's get the Shadow Hills open. Let's check our max peak value. Whoa, we have a lot of room here, so we can really color this in. Thank you. Yeah, he says sounds dope. Thank you, man. I think this one's going to be like... I just can't wait to hear what an artist does with this, you know? I guess I say that for like every beat, but, you know, for a lot of these beats that aren't really for my discography, right? These are more like beats that I am making specifically for rappers. Like, that's where my mind's at when I'm working on these, when I'm producing, when I'm mixing. I'm like really envisioning bars on these and hoping that this is going to spark something for somebody, you know? All right. Yeah, let's bust this open. Let's see what we got going on. We're going to enable sidechain, and we're going to go starting, yeah, right there where the drums come in. Start doing this. Yeah. Let's see. All right. Yeah, we're just gonna kind of compress gently. Whew. Ooh, man, this feels so vibrant. Oh. I swear, this Shadow Hills Master compressor is just so good. Favorite thing to just like start a chain out with. Whew. Yeah, Mara says, yeah, I'm always picturing how it will sound being DJ'd. Oh yeah, I feel you. Yeah, are you mostly like, I don't know, when you're producing, are you trying to like get in with DJs and get your stuff on sets? I've got a friend that like has built out quite an email list, and he sends his tracks out to like hundreds of DJs at a time. And it's funny, like he's from the US, but his music doesn't get played in the US. It's always like off in Germany. Like he's done quite a few projects in Germany, you know. That's a world that I'm totally foreign to, but I respect it. Like that's, I do know that that's like quite a path forward for a lot of producers, you know. Let's see, what do we want next? Do we want to? Yeah, we want to try a little oxide on here. This might be too much in terms of the bass, but we're gonna find out together. Oh no, that's perfect. What? Ooh, that is like so much good definition in the low end. Whew. Yes, it is. Hell yeah. Yeah, I may have to look into like, I don't know. I feel like that's something I've always wanted to do, but I feel like I'm in the wrong sort of genre for it, you know? But that's okay. I got my own ways of trying to get my music out there, you know? Yeah, he says, no, I'm trying to make what I'd want to hear. You see, that's the secret, okay? Like, I feel like especially once you have an audience, you start to kind of paint yourself into a corner where you're successful for like one specific reason, for like one certain sound, one song. And then you find yourself like trying to be in this balance between like trying to put out stuff that people know you for, but also like stuff that you find interesting. And I guess in that regard, I try to like put out an equal mix of like stuff that I know that people really want and that I do enjoy making, you know, but I'm also like putting out experimentations and just stuff that I am totally taking a shot at sometimes, right? And that's like what this EP that I'm dropping tonight is it's a total shot in the dark, something completely different than I usually drop, right? But yeah, if other people like it, dope. If they don't, it's cool. Yeah, exactly, man. I think the reality is that a handful of songs usually end up like carrying your career. And like, if people hear the rest of the music, that's great. If not, that's fine, because like at the end of the day, you got a handful that just take for whatever reason, and that's kind of what I've learned is it's like, I've got like 3 or 4 songs that are really carrying my Spotify, for the most part. And everything else, it's like I'm just kind of rolling the dice, having fun with what I find really appealing. And sometimes it takes, one of these songs that really took off was actually something that I was not expecting for my audience to really like sink their teeth into, but it grew the fastest out of anything in my discography. It was actually the title track off of my EP called Last to Leave Earth. And it's a lot more eccentric, I think a lot of people might know me for a lot of like, kind of like jazz hop sort of stuff, which is awesome. I love making that, like Lost in Reverie and Lady Moon, very soulful, jazzy, boom bap kind of stuff. Last to Leave Earth, though, is like, it's just like a higher energy, something that I was like, oh, well, if most people know me for a lot of chill stuff, maybe they're not going to be so keen on that, but this is like started growing incredibly fast. I don't even know how to explain it. So it's like, I don't know. You should be taking chances and just like putting out music that it appeals to you. And at the end of the day, you just kind of have faith that like your taste is similar to your listener's taste, right? Like, I feel like that sort of logic always rings true. All right, I'm yapping now. I am very yappy today. We're going to pull out Little Radiator and add a little bit of vibrance to this. Here we go. Yeah, he says, I avoid the whole rat race thing and just enjoy what I make. You see, that's the most liberating thing, especially before you're really in it, you have a total freedom, and I feel like it's something to really relish. Yeah, he says, I'm a much better DJ than I am producer, but I stopped performing a decade ago. Oh, fair enough, I feel like these things always come in waves. I don't know. I feel like I've been kind of on and off producing my whole life. The fun thing about music is there's just like so many facets to it. So, if you set down DJing, you can pick up production. If you set down production, you can pick up mixing. There's just like so many different ways to fit into the scene, God, I'm really vibing with this track. All right. God damn, this is so cool. Where are we at? Minus 5.5. Okay, so here's what we're going to do now. We're going to increase the volume by 5.5 decibels. We're going to slap a limiter on the other side of it just to make sure that if anything jumps up above there, it gets caught by something, right? And then we're going to throw it into Ozone and start doing some master EQing and using their maximizer to do most of the limiting that we're going to be trying to do here. So let's get on it. Utility. I'm going to bring this out. And 5.5 decibels. This is going to be louder, guys. This is going to be 5.5 decibels louder. Just fair warning to you guys. Limiter. And I just keep it on the standard. and slap the ceiling at 0, just kind of catching anything that might be trying to escape. All right. Yeah, it all takes a lot of practice. That's true, man. But man, when you apply yourself, like, I don't know. I was not this good at production 5 years ago, but I started making music daily, and I just got, like, stupidly good at it. But it's like, I don't know, man. It really was like 10,000 hours, you know? I like music because it is something that's like, there's no end to it. You can always get better. Even when you're like really good, you can always get better. Oh, man. Okay. Now we're going to apply ozone. Let's do it. All right. We're going to let ozone do its thing, but we'll probably end up tweaking it, changing it. Unless if it sounds great, you know, I'm always open to that, but all right. So I'm going to run this on high over here. Yeah, over here. Okay, this might jump up in volume. Just a little warning to you guys. Might, you know, protect your ears. But yeah, let's run it. Sounds decent. Okay, I agree with this for the most part. I'm gonna do a little bit of a shelf, band shelf. I'm just feeling out where the energy is. Okay. I think that's feeling pretty good. Yeah, you can really feel the energy in this part of the EQ. But yeah, Mars says, yeah, while I was in college, I had already been DJing for 4 years. Oh, nice. But I practiced every time I had a chance. Drove my roommates crazy. Good on you, man. Yeah. Yeah, when I was in college, I was in a band. And my, our singer was kind of a Nepo baby. Like his mom bought him a house because his parents were like stinking rich. And I was supposed to be living in the dorms, but I ended up moving into his house. And it was just so rambunctious and kind of became a drug den. And honestly, I credit my time living in that house to a lot of the reason why I got clean off of a lot of the stuff that we were playing around with, you know. It was crazy. It was crazy though. Having band practice all the time, lots of late nights drinking and smoking and just all sorts of stuff. I was lucky enough to have a space though that we could be like really loud. Ultimately, I had to leave that band though. Our drummer ended up quitting because our lead singer was just going way off the deep end. He was starting to get really into coke, and the rest of us were not so much. We were like, yeah, you know. And but you know, it was a fun time. It was a fun practice space for sure. It was just like, could not live there for another year though. But yeah, he says, is that the 5,000 hertz range? Yeah, whoa, I know, right? Like, classic rock band experience. Lead singer goes unhinged and starts messing around with too much, right? Rest of the band's telling him to chill out. And it's just like, okay, we can't live around this guy anymore. Yeah. So yeah, this is a band that's stretching about 1,000 to about 7,000 hertz. And man, I don't know. I usually kind of avoid, like, usually I'm trying to boost like this mid-range right down here, you know, and because that's where a lot of the energy of the track comes from. And usually in this area, the snare gets picked up too much. But in this case, I think that a lot of the vibrance from like these trumpets and like we got these vocals and all of that, it's really like, man, we're getting a lot of crispness up here. And it's not picking up our snare too much, right? Woo. That's good. That's sounding good. Yeah, Mars saying, yeah, I appreciate that I've had to earn everything. I built up my character. Hell yeah, man. Hell yeah. Because I can tell you, I can attest from watching my homie struggle through life that the money did not help him one bit. In fact, it turned him into a pretty wicked person, you know? It was just like, I don't know. He was very self-destructive and blowing through his cash. I don't know, man. But yeah, he says all of these plugins and DAWs years ago I used to pine over and drool looking at them. Now I own them all. Yeah, dude, you see, that's the big thing. Is it's like one piece at a time, and something that I've found very rewarding about my time working as a producer these past 5 years, because I've been pretty much full-time doing music production these past 5 years. That's been my sole focus, and I don't know, really what I've been, diverting all of my time to. And something that's kind of cool about it is, like, really, every bit of money that I've earned with music production, I've doubled down and invested back into TapDaddyBeats, you know. And at first it was just like, okay, let's get some plugins, let's get some streaming equipment, you know, get a nice webcam, and, you know, make sure that I've got what I need, right? But it's like, didn't have much money, right? So it's like, okay, we really got to think about the essentials and start from scratch. And then from there, it's like, okay, well, I'm starting to get a monthly income from production, right? And I was like trying to expand out into Spotify. And my wife started helping me with all of this. She is honestly become quite a brilliant music marketer, I would say. She is very smart when it comes to the marketing. Of course, none of us were working in music before this. We were both software people. But basically, we started to run ads on my Spotify, and it was purely money that TapDaddyBeats was generating was being spent on the ads until the revenue from Spotify started to catch up with what our ad spend was. And then it was like suddenly like, whoa, we've got money that's no longer being completely eclipsed by our ad spend, right? And it's just a very rewarding feeling to be like one brick at a time, you know, working my ass off for like shit pay. Quite honestly, like not earning much. I feel like some people look at me like, oh, he's made it. I'm like, dude, I fucking wish. But you know, it's really kept me focused though. And I work so many hours a week. on just music, right? I don't know. I do think back to my Nepo baby friend, you know, that went off the deep end. And I just think how impossible this path would have been for him, because I don't think that there would have been any fire under his ass making him jump for it, you know? That's where I think it's kind of limiting, you know, when you've got all your money handed to you. It's not, there's no fire under your ass. But I don't know. Maybe I shouldn't be passing too much judgment on him, because I know that, you know, very different life experiences, right? Very different struggles and things that we've had to go through. So, all right. Let's lock this in. Let's pull out Uline. Let's measure our LUFS. Let's see. I'm not going to set too much of a specific goal of LUFS. I've got my range between like minus 11.5 and minus 9 LUFS that I deem to be acceptable. But let's just see kind of where we're going to be able to land this plane, you know? Some of that crunch that we're getting from the Oxide plugin. Oh man, we are so much closer to where I'd like this to be. I think we could probably nudge this up to about 10.5. It's at minus 10.9 right now. I think that we probably have a little bit of room to nudge this maximizer threshold down a little bit. Let's see what we can get away with, though. That's the bigger thing. It's just like, where's it going to be too much? Let's find out. That's too much. Yeah, that note is kind of giving us some issues. We might deal with it though, because there's some nice crunch in there that isn't so terrible, right? Like that's kind of some satisfying texture. Like that's controlled a little bit, you know, it's not too unhinged. We're not making top 40 pop music, right? All right, let's run this back. Let's get one more LUFS measurement on this. Let's also do a little save as here. I've been not on it today with my save as. Mix V1. There we go. All right. Yeah. Let's go. Woo! Some of that crunch on those 808s. That's slick. Hell yeah, nice and fat. Thank you, Signature. Man, we really crushed this one. Oh man, I'm very happy with this. Woo! Let's see what we land at. I'm hoping for about 10.5. And it's gonna drop here. That's okay. For the majority of it, it's like 10.3. Right on target. Right on target, guys. Good God. Okay, minus 10.6 if you insist. That's okay. Man, holy shit, guys. That's like, I cannot wait to drop that on BeatStars. I cannot wait to show that to some rappers. And hopefully somebody does something amazing with that. That's my biggest hope, you know? Great sub, yeah. Man, I swear, I feel like my secret lately for sub basses has been, first of all, you know, starting with the right sub. This key bass is awesome for just anything sub bass, right? But also Oxide. I've been doubling up on Oxide. I've got it on the track itself, you know, but then we also have one additional layer of Oxide on the master, which I think that combination has been giving me incredible results in like my sub range in general, both the basses and the kicks, and just oh man, I love it. Thank you Mars, I appreciate it. Oh man, so I think we'll call it there. Let's make sure we save. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I'm gonna be live again on Saturday, you know, Saturday morning cookups. We're gonna be cooking up some more beats. Also, if you didn't get a chance, new EP drops at midnight, Night Owl. This is kind of one of my more experimental EPs that, I don't know, if you like oddball production stuff, I don't know. This is going to be a really cool project. It drops in 6 hours, 30 minutes, and 0 seconds. So yeah, if you're trying to catch that, here's the pre-save link for anybody that wants to, you know, just have it saved when it drops at midnight tonight. Whatever's clever, you know. But thank you guys sincerely for hanging out, keeping me company while I you know, mix some tracks down. And yeah, until next time, happy production. So thank you so much, Mars, Signature. Who else did we have in here? Yeah, Tim Williams, thanks for hanging out, dude. Aiden Dodge, how you doing? Yeah, thank you so much for hanging out. I will see you guys next time. All right, take care. Peace out.